Alright, sounds like we're ready to go. Hey there, everybody. It's a Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Dive Bombers franchise rebuild here in Super Mega Baseball 4. We're in year number 4 here in control of the Bombers, and year number 10 in the Green Nachos League. And this may be the final episode of the regular season, as it is do or die time for the Bombers. Last time out, we took on the Nocturnals, the division leader, and got blown out 15-8 as Kelly Butters once again got rocked by the home run ball, and our bullpen offered little to no relief. And then in the sim, we lost to the Riddles, we beat the Swampers, lost to the Gold Coats, and then lost to the Champs. Many of them under 500. The Gold Coats, Riddles, they were under 500, and I believe the Champs were barely above 500. So we are now sitting at 7-12, currently on a... Since the second half of the season has begun, we are 1-6. 1-6. And we are now one game loss away from finishing below 500 again. This is make or break time. One loss eliminates us from playoff contention, a win, and we stay alive. It's division rivals from here on out, and all 5 games are at home. Let's see if our tides turn in our favor. Today's episode starts with the Thumpers coming into town for the final time. On the mound for them, Larry Dunlap. He was the pitcher last time we played the Thumpers, which we lost. They are 5-14. They are already eliminated from playoff contention in last place, looking to play spoilers. Dunlap comes in with Tier 2 Specialist, Tier 2 Elite Changeup. He's 0-2 in the year with a 10.80 ERA and a 1.80 WHIP. And on the mound for us, second-year pitcher Adeline Fontina, 2-1 with a 3.32 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP. She's actually been probably our best performing pitcher this season, numbers-wise. Dunlap, in the start against us earlier this year, got injured early in the game. He took a line drive to the face. However, his bullpen rallied behind him, and the Thumpers managed to win the game, in spite of losing him early. Here's the lineup right now for the team moving forward. I am open to making some changes. However, I don't think I want to do that right now. I think we let it play out as it is and just see where it goes. And then if we get eliminated from playoff contention, we're definitely simming the rest of the games this season, and we'll just, sub in bench guys and let them play. Murphy's leading off, locked in at third, followed by Freeman on fire at first base, Pruitt in right, Heather Mann at second, she is tense. Garlic Simmons is in left field, batting fifth, batting sixth, tense at shortstop, Garius Huffman, batting seventh, tense in center field is Ricky Wedge Khan, batting eighth, getting the start today at catcher is Gage Cano to give Freeman Bruce a day off, and then it's Fontina on the mound. Lineup for the Thumpers, it's Nicholas Von Wolf in left field, locked in the veteran, followed by center fielder Adriel Greer, the 40-year-old. He's playing injured. Batting third on fire right fielder Muhammad Navarro, who was the dagger the first time around when we played the Thumpers. Arrest Blacksmith still here at second base, batting fourth. Batting fifth, locked in at catcher is Mike Velociadad. Batting sixth, first baseman Odin White. Batting seventh, rattled shortstop Maya Rogers. Batting eighth, tenth, third baseman Bland Grips, former dive bomber. And batting ninth, pitcher Larry Dunlap. Here we go. Let's get it on. All right, let's see what we can do. This is make or break time for the Bombers. One more loss. Season's done. We're moving on to the off-season next episode. And then we'll probably put the Dive Bombers on the back burner so we can start focusing more on the Chemlock Challenge series I have going on here. Only one game's been posted in that one, and along with the Shuffle Draft episode of forming the team, as I have been neglecting that series in favor of getting these two series, the Bombers and the Overdogs, moving continuously. Von Wolf leading off in left, locked in, hitting .320, 3 homers, 14 RBIs on the year. Tier 2 easy target active here in the batter's box, facing Fontina. Adeline on the year, she is actually our best performing pitcher outside of Philly Mack. She is 2-1 with a 3.32 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP. She actually has the best record on the team. 9 runs given up, 8 earned in 4 starts. She's thrown 21 2/3 innings, which is just over 5 innings a start. 24 hits surrendered, 6 walks, 5 homers, 10 strikeouts, and a batting average against 279. Very solid numbers for Fontina. By far our second best pitcher in the rotation. Heater up in the first pitch, one hopper to second, right at Heather Mann, who make the play, 1 down. Next up, Adriel Greer, center fielder, is playing hurt today. Tier 2 first pitch slayer, hitting .321 with 5 RBIs on the year. First pitch slayer active, curveball away, in there at the knees, 0-1. Cutter away from Fontina, hit up the middle to second, diving Heather Mann out of her reach, it's a base hit. 1 out single there. Greer on with 1 down. Next up, going to be right fielder on fire, Muhammad Navarro. He's hitting .329 with 4 homers and 19 RBIs. Whew. That's a very good batting average and a lot of RBIs. He is definitely coming through when the team needs him. Despite his good power ratings, not a lot of home runs this year. He's going to be down and in, jammed him, and that is going to bloop into right center for a base hit. His other man gave it a courtesy leap but couldn't make the play. Runner goes first to third, runners at the corners, 1 down for Arrest Blacksmith. Second baseman hitting through .237 with 2 homers, 7 RBIs. Slider away on the first pitch outside, 1-0. Cano does have a great arm behind the plate, so we'll see if Navarro tries to test him. Cutter up. Just high, 2-0. Keep down and in, ball 3, it's inside, 3-0. Keep down and away, runner does go for second, throw down by Cano's a good one, and Navarro is dead to rights at second base. That was a called strike, 3-1 count here to Blacksmith. Ball middle in. Ripped hard, and that's a base hit into left field, and that's going to be an RBI knock. Thumpers on the board, it's 1-0. Fontina now tense. Here's catcher Mike Velocidad. I like the way they put the little accent on that. That's nice. Velocidad. He's locked in, hitting .265 with a solo homer on the year. He's starting over Piper Villa today. Piper was the starting catcher the first time we played the Thumpers this season. Heater down and then ripped foul, 0-1. Cutter up and away, lined at the middle, another hit. That's the 4th hit of the inning here for the Thumpers offense. Runner on with 2 down here for Odin White. First baseman hitting .273 on the year. He's yet to drive in a run or hit a homer. Cutter up and away in the first pitch. Fouled back. 0-1. Slider down and in. Inside. 1-1. Four-seamer up and in. Doors. Blown by White. 1-2. Roll down and away. Check. Just outside. 2-2. Cutter down and in. Inside, it's 3-2. Get up and away, runner goes on the payoff pitch, line to left center. Run down by Khan, and that ends the inning. RBI single, though, for Blacksmith. Puts the Thumpers in the lead here in the first. 1-0, bottom 1. Murphy, Freeman, and Pruitt coming up against Dunlap. Albert Murphy leading off, locked in at third with Tier 3 consistent, hitting .320 on the year with 2 homers, 10 RBIs, facing Larry Dunlap, who's 0-2 with a 10.80 ERA and a 1.80 whip. He's given up 18 runs in 5 appearances, 4 starts, 15 innings pitched, so he's not going deep in the starts. It's actually under 4 innings a start. 21 hits given up, 6 walks, 4 homers, a hit batsman, a wild pitch, 14 strikeouts, and a batting average against of .318. He's by far the worst performing pitcher in the starting rotation for the Thumpers, which has been pretty lackluster this year, with none of their starters getting an ERA under 4. The Tier 2 specialist, though, active against the left-hander, and he has Tier 2 elite changeup to go with it. First pitch cutter up and away is a called strike, 0-1. Another hack activates for Murphy. Curveball hangs, lined at the middle, that's a base hit for Albert. You can have a specialist active against me all you want. You hang me a pitch, I'll swing. Leadoff knock for Murphy, and here's on fire Edward Freeman, who's become the hottest hitter on the team recently. Tier 3 off-speed hitter active, hitting .316 with 2 homers, 13 RBIs on the year. Heater away, a strike called on the forced cutter, 0-1. Cutter down and in, skied by Freeman to left field. That should be an easy play out there for Von Wolf. 1 down. Or Von Wolf, depending on how you pronounce it. Here's Salvador Pruitt, right fielder, hitting .296 with 4 homers, 15 RBIs on the year. Curveball hangs on the first pitch, lined left of center. Run down by Greer on the liner, 2 outs. Unlucky there. And here's Heather Mann, second baseman tense with Tier 2 first pitch prayer. She's hitting only .250 on the year with a homer and 8 RBIs. A far cry from the numbers we normally see from Heather Mann. Heater up and away, that's a strike, 0-1. Change it down and in, inside, 1-1. Runner goes. Cutter up, that is high, throw down to second in the dirt. Mishandled by Blacksmith, so it is a stolen base for Murphy. 2-1 count to Heather. Albert's second steal of the year. He's 2 for 3. Change it down and then pulled foul. 2-2. That is Dunlap's best pitch. Cutter up, and we miss it. Sky ball left of center. In on it is Greer, and he'll put it away to end the inning. Runner stranded to the second. Rogers, Grips, and Dunlap, bottom of the lineup up for the Thumpers. Looking to build on this one-run lead. Here's Maya Rogers. Shortstop is rattled as the veteran has yet to do anything this year, basically. Hitting .215 on the year with only 3 solo homers. Slider up on the first pitch. Sky deep to right center field. It's going to hang up out there for Pruitt, who's under it. Salvador puts it away. 1 down. Next up, Bland Grips, former dive bomber. Third baseman, Tense, with Tier 2 fastball hitter. Hitting .250 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. He also has Tier 2 magic hands, which only activates in the field on diving plays. Looking in. Foul back. 0-1. Minus 25% chance of a missed catch when jumping, diving, or sliding. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Curveball down on the way. Checked in at the knees. Called a strike. 0-2. Slider up and away. High. 1-2. Cutter down and in. Checked low. 2-2. Heater up and in. Broken bat. Pulled foul. 2-2 as Grips is going to get some new lumber. Roll down and away. Grounded right at the shortstop. Huffman charges in. Fields it cleanly. Throw to first. 2 down. Next up is Larry Dunlap, the pitcher. He's hitting only .200 on the year, which is still pretty good for a pitcher, honestly. First pitch curveball away. Check, strike called on the outside third. 0-1. Heater up and in. That's a strike. 0-2. Header down and in. Can I help you, Larry? No, you're just looking. Take your window shopping, but elsewhere. First punch out for Fontina. 1-2-3, second inning for her. Bottom 2, Simmons, Huffman, and Kahn. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Bombers. That was punch out number 11 on the year for Fontina, who's not really a strikeout pitcher. She's more of a pitch-to-contact pitcher. Garlic Simmons leading off in left field, hitting .243 with 4 RBIs. He's batting 5th today in our lineup. Tier 2 specialist active against him, unfortunately. Change-up in there at the knees. 0-1. Change-up hangs on the next pitch. Middle in, line to the gap, left center field. Greer cuts it off before the wall. Simmons will only get a single out of it, because we're not going to push our luck. Leadoff man on for Huffman. Shortstop Tense with Tier 3 fastball hitter. He's hitting .365 with 3 homers and 9 RBIs. Change-up outside, misses. Ball 1. There it goes. Cutter up and in. That's a strike. Throw down to second by Velocidad. Not in time. Stolen base for Simmons. Simmons' 5th steal of the year. He's 5 for 5. 1-1 count here to Huffman. RBI 0 activates now. Change up and in. Called for a ball. 2-1. Heater up and in. Ooh, we missed it. 2-2. And we chase change up, strike 3. First punch up for Dunlap today. 1 down for rookie center fielder Wedge Kahn. He is also Tense, hitting only .222 on the year with a homer, 7 RBIs. Dunlap up to 15 strikeouts now in the season. Cutter up, chop through the legs of Dunlap, diving up the middle, Blacksmith behind the bag, throw to first in time, 2 down. She's up to Tense mojo, runner to third for catcher Gage Cano. Hitting .211 on the year with 2 RBIs and specialist active against him. Cutter up and away, that's a strike, 0-1. Heater high, 1-1. Cutter middle in, pop, sky ball by Cano to right field. In on it is Navarro. He is under it, and he'll put it away to end the inning. Runner stranded at third for the Bombers. Top 3, top of the lineup up to the Thumpers, Von Wolf, Greer, and Navarro. Nicholas Von Wolf leading off. He's 0 for 1, but still locked in. Easy target active, boosting the accuracy of Fontina. Cutter up and in is chased and fouled back. 0-1. Slider down and in. Low in the dirt. 1-1. Four-seamer up and away. Outside. 2-1. Curveball down and away. Checked out of the zone. Away. 3-1. Cutter up and in. Ball 4. First walk for Fontina as Nicholas reaches. Next up, Greer. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored in the first inning. First pitch slider, middle in. Ball 1 inside. Overseam at the knees. Greer skies at right center. He missed it. Just off the barrel. Kahn over. Gets it away. 1 down. Next up is Muhammad Navarro. He's 1 for 1 with a single and locked in. Ball down on the first pitch. Line to left field past Huffman as he was shaded up the middle. First and second now, one down. I'll bring up Blacksmith, 1 for 1 with an RBI single, or first time up. 2 down in the way, outside, 1-0. We're down in the way in the dirt, 2-0. Cutter down and in, ball 3, 3-0. Forcing your way. Check strike, 3-1. Slide up and in. Popped her up behind second. Infield fly called for as Huffman in shallow center. Will put it away. 2 down as he's just barely behind the infield dirt. Missed opportunity there. Now it's on beyond Velocidad. Velocidad, as they say. 1 for 1 with a single. Four-seamer up and away in the first pitch. Check strike. 0-1. Curveball down and in. Rip foul. 0-2. Cutter down and away. Chased it out of the zone. Grounder soft to third. Murphy tags the lead runners after barehanding it, and that ends the inning. Fontina strands 2, bottom 3. She'll lead off, then Murphy and Freeman. 9-1-2 for the Bombers. Here's Fontina. Pitcher hitting 286 on the air. Specialist active against her, though. Curveball up. That's a strike the letters. 0-1. Chased the slider well out of the zone. 0-2. Curveball away, hit off the end of the bat, grounded right at Grips. He'll make the play across, 1 down. Next up, Murphy, 1 for 1 with a single today. He's locked in. He's also stolen the base. Change up and away, strike called, 0-1, but Hack activates again against Specialist. Chased it up and in, hop behind the mound. Caught by Dunlap, 2 down. Now to bring up Edward Freeman. He's 0 for 1, but locked down to locked-in Mojo after lining out to left field his first at bat. Heater up and away, chased out of the zone and popped up to the first baseman. 1-2-3 inning for Dunlap. Top 4, it's 1-0. White, Rogers, and Grips coming up. Here's White. He's 0 for 1 today. Cutter up in the first pitch. Lined into center, right at Kahn, though, to his right, 1 down. Next up, Rogers, 0 for 1. Slide it down and in. Inside, 1-0. Rogers flew out to right field her first time up. Heater away, 2-0. Slider up. Strike called, 2-1. Cutter down in the way. Ball 3 outside. Curveball middle in. Rogers turns on, belts it deep to left field, and that is long and gone. Beat the drum. It's a home run into the bullpen area and left. Home run for Rogers, as that's her 4th of the year. It's her 4th solo homer. She's up to tense mojo, though. 2-0 Thumpers here. Here's Grips, 0 for 1 and tense. First pitch curveball up and away to Grips as he lines it into center field. That's another hit. Now to bring up the pitcher slot now. Fontina tense again. Here's Dunlap, 0 for 1. Pinch hitting. Alika O'Brien, as Dunlap only goes 3 innings today, despite not giving up a run. Interesting choice. O'Brien hitting 167 on the air. He was the starter in left field for the first game. Heater away, strike called, 0-1. Yet to drive in a run. Curveball down and in is low, 1-1. Cutter down. Chopped up the third base line. Murphy backhands. He'll throw to second. Gets the lead runner. Man to first. Not in time. 2 down after the fielder's choice. Here's Von Wolf. He's 0 for 1. He walked last time up. He is locked in, though. Slider up and away in the first pitch. Ball outside is Fontina back to neutral mojo. Him down and in. Line left to center. Kahn on the run. Lays out forward and he almost got to it. He traps it. Runner holds it second. First and second, 2 down. Next up, Greer, 1 for 2 with a single. Forcing him down and in. Checked inside, 1-0. Cutter down and away. That's a strike, 1-1. Forcing him up and away. Chased, fouled back. Fouled off, actually, 1-2. Slider down and in. Chased it, chopped in the hole to second. Slow roller, man charges in, bare hands to first, gets him by a step, and that ends the inning. Home run given up to Maya Rogers, but that's it. Thumpers up 2-0, and coming out of the bullpen, it is ace reliever Declan Valenzuela. 2.38 ERA, 1.10 whip, 25 strikeouts. The only original Thumper member left on the team. Bottom four, it's 2-0. Pruitt, Mann, Simmons coming up, part of our lineup. Let's see if we can respond against the new pitcher. Dunlap only had a 2-hitter through 3. I don't know why they pulled him. Here's Pruitt. He flew out his first at bat to center field. He's 0 for 1. Valenzuela sets, changeup in the dirt on the first one, 1-0. Heater down in the way, strike called, 1-1. Valenzuela does have tier 2 easy jumps when runners get on base. Changed up and way outside, 2-1 to Pruitt. Changeup down, ripped it foul, 2-2. Changeup up and in, ripped hard on the ground to right at Grips though. He'll make the throw across from third base, 1 down. Next up, Heather Mann, who's 10th, 0 for 1. Switch hitter bats left-handed for the first time today. First pitch heater down and in is inside, 1-0. Change it down in the way, couldn't hold back on it as it's grounded to second. Blacksmith the first, 2 down. And here's Simmons, he's 1 for 1 with a single today and a stolen base. Heater down and in, strike called, 0-1. Heater up and away, late swing, 0-2. Heater up and away, lined over third, leaping his Grips to take away a base hit. 1-2-3 inning for Valenzuela. To the 5th, it's 2-0. Part of the lineup up for the Thumpers, it's Navarro, Blacksmith, and Velocidad. Velocidad. Here's Navarro, 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. He's still on fire. He's been thrown out trying to steal once, though. Curveball down in the way in the first pitch. Line to short, right at Huffman, 1 down. Blacksmith up next, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Popped out and called into an infield fly last time up. Is that heater's high, 1-0. Cut her down in the way. That's a strike, 1-1. Slide it down and in. Chop to short. Huffman charges. Fields cleanly. Throw to first. 2 down. Next up, Velocidad. 1 for 2 with a single. Cut her away on the first pitch. That's a strike. 0-1. Go down in the way. Chop back to the mound. Fontina fields it cleanly. Throw to first. 1-2-3 inning for her. Bottom 5, it's 2-0. Huffman, Cano, and the pitcher slot to up 4th. Dive Bombers offense looking to get going here. Only 2 hits through 4. Huffman leading off. Struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Change up and in inside off the high corner. 1-0. Curveball away. Strike call. 1-1. Curveball in there at the letters. 1-2. Curveball down and then popped him up foul over by third. Grips there. 1 down. Khan up next, he's 0 for 1, but Powers' right-hander activates for the first time today. Change up outside, called a strike on the edge, 0-1. Curveball down, lined into center field, hit well, but it hangs up for Greer, 2 down. That is going to bring up Gage Cano. Popped out his first time up, he's 0 for 1. Heater down and in, strike called, 0-1. Heater middle in, late swing, 0-2. Heater up and away, line to short, soft catch by Rogers, it's a 1-2-3 inning. Ain't looking good, folks. Top 6. We're down 2-0. White, Rogers, and Grips coming up. Here's White, 0 for 2 today. Fontina trying to record a quality start here. First pitch curveball at the knees. Chopped through the legs of Fontina into center field. That is the 9th hit today for the Thumpers offense, as the leadoff man reaches in the 6th. Next up going to be Rogers, who homered last at bat. She's 1 for 2 and up to 10's mojo. Forcing up and away. That's a strike call, 0-1. Cut her down and in. Chased it low and in, 0-2. Slide it down and away. In the dirt, good block there by Cano, 1-2. Curl down and away. 1 hopper to second, backhanded by Mann to second, 1. Huffman to first, double play, you love to see it. 2 down, first one we turned today. Base is empty for Grips, he's 1 for 2 with a single. Slider up and in on the first pitch. That's bloop, soft line to the third. Leaping catch by Murphy. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Fontina if you factor in the double play ball. 6 quality innings for the sophomore as she only gives up 2 runs on 9 hits through 6. course, one of them hits was a home run. Walked one, I believe, or two. And she struck out one, I believe. Great pitching from Fontina, but we will lift her for a pinch hitter here. I'm off the bench here to take a crack at it. We're going to give it off here to rookie third baseman Ava Stevenson. Hitting hitless on the year, still looking for that first career hit. Facing a locked-in Valenzuela. Curveball in there at the letters on the first one, 0-1. Chased it low on the heater, 0-2. Heater to the knees, pulled to right field, down and off the sliding glove of Navarro. First career hit for Stevenson. Let's get that ball. Nice. Not a bad time for Butterfingers. Here's Murphy, 1 for 2 with a single. Let's go, Albert. Popped up last time up. Change it down and in. Strike called, 0-1 as Little Hack activates. Easy jumps active for Valenzuela. Chase to change up low, dribbler to short. Rogers to second, 1. Blacksmith to first, not in time. Next up is Freeman. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out and flew out today. Pick off to first. Back safely is going to be Murphy. Runner goes. Curveball up. Strike called. Throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base for Murphy, his second of the day. He's 2 for 2 today, and he's 3 for 4 now in the year. 0-1 count to Freeman. Heater at the knees, line at the middle, right at Rogers, holding the runner on the dive. 2 down. That's just the great microcosm of how our season's been. Here's Pruitt, 0 for 2. A lot of hard, bad luck. Change it down, ripped foul in the first one, 0-1. Pruitt out in front. Change up in, line softly, right at grips, and that ends the inning. It's been one of those years. All right, well, coming in on the mound for the next inning, it's going to be Rog O'Connell here. Top 7, it's 2-0. Valenzuela, Von Wolf, and Greer coming up. O'Connell on the year has gone 6 appearances, given up 2 earned runs. He has a no record, 1.74 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. 1 save on the year, 10 in the third innings pitched, 10 hits surrendered, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a batting average against 244. Facing the pitcher slot first, Valenzuela, who is locked in and looking to stay on the mound next inning. And the top of the Thumpers lineup as the first pitch is skied into shallow left. Simmons races in, puts it away. 1 down. Von Wolf up next, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Sorry guys, 1 second, I'm reading some messages here. Alright, we're good. Curveball down and away in the first pitch. Strike called, 0-1. Slider up and away. Outside, 1-1. Elite 4-seamer down and in from O'Connell, low, 2-1. 4-seamer up and in. Blew it by him, 2-2. Slider down and away. Chased and fouled off, 2-2. Curveball down and away. He gone! Chased it way outside. Second punch out for second out of the inning. First punch out for O'Connell. 2 down for Greer. Bases empty. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Four-seamer up and away in the first one. High, 1-0. Curveball hangs, and that's a mistake pitch from O'Connell. Long and gone. Beat the drum. It's a home run as it's in the left field bullpen area once again. Greer winds up on a hanging curveball and puts it out. His first homer of the year. 6th RBI. It is 3-0 Thumpers as they're pulling away. Here's Navarro, 2 for 3 with 2 singles today. Down to locked-in Mojo. Slider down and away in the first pitch. Whiffed on it, 0-1. Forcing me down and in, pulled foul, 0-2. Forcing me up and away. High, 1-2. Ball down and away. Pulled in the hole to short. Huffman dives off his glove in the left field. It's a base hit. Single for Navarro. He's 3 for 4. There's Blacksmith, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Check out the runner. Heater down and in on the first one. Pulled foul, 0-1. Forcing me down and away. Low, 1-1. Slide up and in. Check, 2-1. Come up and away. Line left center, into the gap it goes, and that's going to probably score Navarro all the way from first as Simmons will give chase after it. Fields it off the wall. It's going to be an RBI double. It is now 4-0 Thumpers. Here's Velocidad, 1 for 3 with a single. Connell now tense. Heater up and away, strike called, 0-1. Come on down and in. Rip foul, 0-2. Slider down and away. Checked outside, 1-2. Where's he ripping in? Skied left of center. Con on the run. Gets there to end the inning. But 2 home as we get a mistake pitch. Greer hits a homer, and they get an RBI double later in the inning. 4-0 bottom 7. Man, Simmons, and Huffman coming up. Here's Man 0 for 2 and 10s facing Valenzuela, who's back out there despite being gassed. Change up away outside. 1-0. His next pitch will be number 30 for Valenzuela out of the pen. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-1. This is his 5th inning of... No, sorry. This is his 4th inning of work. He's thrown 3 scoreless. Curveball chased low, fouled back. 1-2. Heater up, chase, hit up third base line. Diving his grips up the line to make the stop. Throw to first, ends the first out. Simmons up next, 1 for 2 with a single, and that'll do it for Valenzuela. He goes 3 1/3 scoreless. He's in line for the win. Out of the bullpen, ace long reliever, Kareem Newton, as he's going to look to slam the door. Trying to get the last 7 outs, or 8 outs. 4.50 ERA, 136 whip, 21 strikeouts. He has Tier 2 pick officer and Tier 2 composed. Slider outside on the first one, 1-0. Heater down, that's low. It's 2-0 here to Simmons. Heater away, lined into short, right at Rogers, 2 down. Huffman up next, 0 for 2 and 10s. He's done nothing good today either. Heater in there at the letters, of course, 0-1. Slider middle in, grounded to short, right at Rogers. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Valenzuela and Newton. To the 8th, it's 4-0. White, Rogers, and Grips coming up. I'm going to take Huffman off. Oh, Pruitt rolled stimulated. That's nice. Yeah, I'm going to double switch. Connell's not feeling it here. We're going to go to rookie Heidi Briggs out of the pen here as we take Huffman off. We're going to bring in Dakota Oldman. And, yeah, we're going to put him at shortstop. All right, Heidi. 5.23 ERA, 145 whip, 8 strikeouts. She has Tier 2 reverse splits active here. On the first pitch, grounded right at Heather Mann. And that'll retire the first batter of the inning. Next up, Rogers, 1 through the solo homer. That batter was Odin White. Righty-righty matchup here. So no reverse splits from Briggs. Curveball down and in as a called strike. 0-1. Up and away. Hitting the hole to first. Pass. Oh, Freeman makes a nice diving stab. Flips to Briggs in time. 2 down. Next up, Grips, 1 for 3 with a single today. Slider down in the way in the first pitch. Strike called. 0-1. Ball put in. Whiffed on it, 0-2, out in front of it. Where's he moving away? Chased, popped up behind second. Heather Mann on the run. Makes the catch in shallow right to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Briggs. Bottom 8. Oops, sorry about that. 4-0 Thumpers as they're cruising. Kahn, Cano, and Oldman come up. Here's Kahn, rookie 0 for 2 today. He is currently tense. Heater up and away, strike called, 0-1. Heater away, called a strike from Newton, 0-2. And that's a changeup, swung right through it, right down the middle. Way to go, Kahn. First punch out for Newton, 1 down for Cano, is 0 for 2. Heater down and then low, 1-0. Heater up and away, late swing, 1-1. Heater middle in, late swing, 1-2. Slider away, skied by Cano down the left field line. That's going to stay in fair territory for Von Wolf. 2 down. And I bring up Oldman, rookie hitting .312 with 4 RBIs on the year. Change up outside, 1-0. He double switched in last inning, or top half of the inning. Heater down, line at the middle, but right at Rogers. 1-2-3 inning for Newton. To the 9th, it's 4-0. We're losing, and our season's basically over. Newton, Von Wolf, and Greer due up. Making a defensive sub in center field, we are bringing in Lennox Dakota to play center in place of Wedge Kahn. And second base, we could bring in Lee McDonald, but Heather Mann is a better fielder, so we'll leave her out there. Pitcher spot due up first, then the top of the lineup. Reverse split's active here for Briggs. Heater up and away, strike called to Newton, 0-1. Newton is locked in, hitting 2 for 3 on the year. Couple down and in, low, 1-0. Person up and in, inside, 2-0, or 2-1. Slide it down in the way. Foul back, 2-2. Ball up and away. He gone, whiff through it. First punch out for Briggs. One down for Von Wolf, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Down the way, line to the second. Diving is Heather Mann, but off her glove into right field. That's a single for Nicholas. He's on with 1 down. Here's Greer, 2 for the solo homer last at bat. He also has singled today. Slide up and away in the first pitch. Outside, 1-0. 2 down and in. Grounded right at the second baseman. Man backhands. Flip the second one. Oldman to first. Double play. Love to see it. Second one we've turned today, and that puts up another 0 for Briggs. Bottom 9. We're down 4-0. Do or die time, folks, and we need a miracle. Only 3 hits through 8 innings. I don't have a lot of confidence, even though it is the top of our lineup. Here's Murphy. He has one of our 3 hits today. He's 1 for 3. Locked in. Here's a locked in Newton. Change it down and in. Strike called as Little Hack activates. Heater down. Line softly to left field. Right at Von Wolf. 1 down. Freeman up next, 0 for 3. He's still locked in. Heater in there at the knees. 0-1. Heater down and in. Late swing. 0-2. And then whiff through it, strike 3. Second punch out for Newton. We're down to our last out. It is Pruitt. Who's volatile and juiced. He's 0 for 3 today. Peterman in, late swing, 0-1. Slider hangs, and Pruitt connects deep right center field. He's going to drop that one in on the target as he unloaded on that slider. At least we won't be shut out. It is now 4-1 as Pruitt puts us on the board. 5th homer of the year for Pruitt, 16th RBI. We're still down 3 with 1 out left to play. Heather Mann up 10, 0 for 3 today. Good pinch hit here with Bruce, but I'll let Heather bat. Heater up and away, that's a strike on the first one, 0-1. Heater up, lined into center field, and that's going to keep it rolling as Heather Mann keeps it alive. Tying run is now going to be in the on-deck circle. Coming up is Garlic Simmons, left fielder, 1 for 3 with a single. Pitcher slot is on deck. Heater down, and then that's a strike from Newton, 0-1. Slider bounces, good stop there behind the plate by Velocidad, 1-1. Heater at the knees, and that's a sky ball. Dead center field. Greer back, now in. And that ends the season for the Dive Bombers as we fall to 7-13, clinching another losing record. Our 9th in team history out of 10 seasons. We fall to 7-13 as we lose to the last place Thumpers, who improved to 6-14. 4-1 the final score. We only got 5 hits. And they got 13. Everybody in their lineup got a hit today except the pitcher slot. Solo home run for Greer, solo home run for Rogers. 2 RBIs today for Blacksmith, 1 on a double, 1 on a single. For us, only run came on that home run by Pruitt in the last inning. We had 5 total hits as our offense was incredibly weak. Disappointing, depressing, you name it, it was that bad. Dunlap 3 innings, got pulled early, and I thought that was a questionable decision. No, they just knew what was about to happen in the 4th inning if they let him go. He gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout. Valenzuela came in for 3 1/3 scoreless innings, only giving up 1 hit. He gets the win, improving to 1-1. And Kareem Newton, 2 2/3 innings in relief, giving up 1 earned run on a homer, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. For us, Fontina, 6 quality innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs given up, a walk, 1 homer, 1 strikeout. She falls to 2-2, despite having a fantastic pitching performance. O'Connell in his 1 inning gave up 3 hits with a solo homer, 2 earned runs total, and a strikeout. And then Briggs, 2 scoreless innings, giving up 1 hit, striking out a batter. Player of the game is Greer for his 2 for 5 day. He had a homer and scored twice, followed by Blacksmith, who had 2 hits, driving in 2 runs. And then Rogers with a solo home run, despite having a very crappy season. And just like that, the Dive Bombers are done for year number 10. As there is no mathematical shot, we will now make the postseason, so we can sim the Final 4 games here. And we will preview the off-season. and what decisions we are going to be making to improve this team. I think next year, just going off of everything, this is our 5th year. It will be our 5th year in control of the team. I think that has to be the make or break year. If we do not win in that year, or at least make the playoffs, we get fired. I think they've been patient long enough. We've lasted longer than every other GM that's been here. Just, maybe this franchise is cursed. Pruitt hit the home run today, so he'll get the boost. Freeman, despite being on fire, was hitless. Alright, we're supposed to play the division leader Bird Lizards next. Let's see what we got going on. Alright, so Oldman gets +2 power. He's up to 24. Blacksmith gets cut by the Thumpers after that game, being replaced by 30-year-old outfielder Hemi Reyes. And we're going to make some roster moves here as well, as want to build up the surplus once again for next season, and there's a couple guys I want to get rid of. So looking at the team, just looking at the team in general, let's look at stats here real quick before we start making moves. Albert Murphy's having another great year. I have no complaints with him. Edward Freeman is actually having a good year as well, but I am going to cut him because his loyalty is in the crapper. His loyalty, I believe, is sitting at 22 or 36, so he's probably not going to resign with us next year, so we might as well just cut him now, reset his loyalty, and try and negotiate maybe in the offseason to bring him back, because he was a really good signing for us. It just didn't work out that way. Freeman Bruce, I've been very disappointed with how he's been this year. He's hitting only 208. Like, he's got to go. Gage Cano has been, once again, another huge disappointment, proving he is very clearly not ready to be a starter, despite this is by far his worst statistical year. Albert Murphy, he's been great, rock solid as always. Love what I've seen from him. Heather Mann, she's had a really down year. I think it's time for her to go. She is the last original dive bomber on the roster from when we took over the team, but she's just not delivering, She's not doing her job. Stevenson doesn't play a whole lot, but I don't want to get rid of her. She's relatively cheap. Same with Oldman. He's been actually very good. Huffman, he's been really good. I'll keep Huffman for now. We'll negotiate him in the offseason maybe. We'll see what's out there free agent-wise. Simmons has been all right this year. Not as well as he has been the last 2 years, but seems to be a trend. Wedge Kahn, I'm willing to give another chance to. His hitting ratings aren't as great as Catalea Beals are, so him struggling makes a lot of sense, especially trying to adjust to as crappy an organization as this is. Lennox Dakota, she does her job. She comes in and plays defense. She's actually hitting decently well this year. Salvador Pruitt, he's been a rock once again, matching his power output from last season. So he is not hitting for as much average this time around, but he's doing his job, and that's what matters. Thicket, he's been decent. I wouldn't say like lights out, but he's been decent. Definitely not ace caliber. Philly Mack has been great. I have no complaints with him. Kelly Butters, I think it's safe to say this experiment has failed. I think it's time to move on from her. Fontina has been wonderful. Like, she has been a revelation this year. Lee Mack, he's been all right. Pitching-wise, he's actually been very, very good. Batting-wise, he's actually been a disappointment. So I'm willing to keep Lee and get rid of Butters and bring in an extra reliever and make Lee like a starting pitcher in the rotation. Fisher McGillies, I don't think I've been terribly impressed with what he's done this year. No, I have not been. But, yeah, and he's not pitching that much either. So it's like, what are you doing, kid? So I might get rid of him. Leon Lowry has been a huge disappointment this year. Definitely not worth the money we're paying him. So I think if he asks for more money in the offseason, I think we turn him down and say go find a new team. Narciso Reynolds, he has been good this year. It's actually been his best season with us. So he's doing all right. O'Connell was great up until that last appearance, so he's fine. This has actually been his best year. And Briggs has been passable for a rookie reliever. So there are some moves we're going to make. Probably McGillies is going to be one. Definitely Butters, that's two. We're going to get rid of Heather Mann, and we're going to get rid of Edward Freeman and Freeman Bruce. So the Freeman connection is going. So right now we're going to make some roster moves here. Approximately 5 in total, since we have no chance of making the playoffs right now. So who are we going to bring in? First things first is Freeman Bruce. Freeman is a spirited player, so we can replace him with anyone we want, catcher-wise. Let's see, we got Clayton Dunlap, who's making more. Bull Resplendent, he's alright. So, Gage Cano is a great arm. He's a horrible fielder. I need a good fielding catcher. I think Imogen Bartlett will work just fine for us. Plows, no thanks. Prouse, no. Yeah, it's definitely going to be Bartlett. Bring her in for Freeman Bruce. Get pinch perfect off the bench there. Do lose a discipline trait, but that's alright. We're not really playing into the chemistries here anymore. First base, there aren't any really good first basemen, so I want to sign like a third baseman here. No, I don't. Okay. Let's see. What are we looking at? Freeman is scholarly. We can replace him with anybody we want. Let's do... You know what? Let's bring back Dane Walters. Why not? I got nothing to lose. Let's just free up. We're just freeing up money at this point. It doesn't matter. Next up, we are getting rid of... Who's the next one? I believe that was it for offense. Oh, Heather Mann. That's who it was, Heather. She's been a huge disappointment this year. We do that, we wouldn't have a second baseman, but that's okay. I don't really care. She is crafty. We could bring in Kendrick Taverna. And you know what? I think that's what we're going to do. And then, last but not least, we have the pitching roster moves we need to make, which is going to be Kelly Butters. We're going to replace her with a reliever of any kind. Losing a spirited player. Honestly, this roster move doesn't matter who I bring in because we're not worried about it anyway. Let's do... Yeah, let's do Juliana Watkins. Why not? Bring her back, and then we'll go get rid of Fisher McGillies. He's the other one I want to get rid of here. I want to keep Leon Lowry. We are going to do... Let's see, it's a competitive player, so I can replace him with anyone I want. I already have a long reliever, so let's do... Yeah, let's do Matthias Zuniga. Why not? There we go. Alright. Roster moves are made. We're going to sim the rest of this season because we've been eliminated from playoff contention, and we just want to get it over with at this point. Player development, what do we got? Chance to lose consistent, chance to lose sprinter, chance to lose K neglector. Yes, please. That's one we're definitely going to want. Pruitt's, no thanks, and we got rid of the other two. Okay, so yeah, definitely only Philly Max is the good one here. 4 accuracy to 82, plus 1 contact to 50, down to junk to 93. Rolling for a bonus 4 accuracy, we don't get it. Trying to get rid of K neglector again, doesn't work, unfortunately. But Philly's getting better. Alright, so Bird Lizards doubleheaders up next. Doesn't matter, we're not playing any more games the rest of this season. Thicket versus Case and Chenis, it's Battle of the Aces. And we lose again, 4-0. Another shutout loss. So we continue to lose. Let's do Wedge here. He's going to be more expensive. Watkins or Bartlett. Both of you are backups I don't plan to keep on the roster. I believe Watkins is younger, so let's do her. Alright, Zuniga picks up easy jumps. That's fine. I'm not keeping him past this year. We can get rid of RBI 0 on Huffman. That would be nice. Philly Mack gets plus 4 power up to 8. Chance to lose reverse splits. No thanks. So Khan is a good opportunity here. Stevenson, lose sprinter, lose reverse splits, lose volatile. I don't mind risking volatile here. Volatile is not a great trait. I don't like it, honestly. But I don't want to sacrifice the fielding for Pruitt. He's already a pretty poor fielder, so let's ignore that. Walters, I'm not developing him. He is 38. Huffman, let's try to give it RBI 0. 1 power to 71, 1 speed to 69, 1 fielding to 62. He gets the bonus 2 power up to 73, so that's plus 3. Does not get the bonus 2 speed. Does get rid of RBI 0, though. Good job, Huffman. So he's definitely moving into being a candidate for keeping next year, as he's back up to an A-. And the other one is this one for Khan. 1 speed to 72, 1 fielding to 79, 1 arm to 78. Bonus 3 speed, we roll that one for plus 3, so that's plus 4 now, up to 75. And we get the plus 3 fielding as well, so it's plus 4 up to 82. Nice job, Wedge. Being lethal out there in center field now. All right, last start for Philly Mac on the year. He is facing the Bird Lizards. It's Jamison Lester versus Philly Mac. We'll see who comes out on top in this one. And it is going to be the Bird Lizards once again as they win 5-4, although we do rally late. So another loss. So we fall to 7-15 now with 2 games left to play. Oldman or Stevenson? Oldman, definitely. He's been better this year. All right, Champs versus Nocturnals. We can sim this one. I don't really give a shit. Sim all that crap. All right, looking around the league. Marlon Walsh to the Thumpers, replacing Bland Grips. Norbert Taverna to the Bionics, replacing Brecken Kemp. Pruitt gets plus 9 arm random roll to up to 95. Happy Samplemore to the Riddles, replacing Thomas Guzman. Former Dive Bomber gets released. Waldo Welch, released by the Leatherwings for Carmelo Hernandez, another former Dive Bomber. Reese Dodson to the Riddles, replacing Gage Offside. Isaiah Salinas, long reliever, goes to the Thumpers, replacing starter Wixit Linguino. And Garlic Simmons picks up first pitch Slayer on his own. Nice. He's an A overall now. Let's go there, Garlic. Gusto Knight to the Bionics, replacing Fox Good. Below Zeros get Bull Resplendent as they get rid of Ryan McMackey. Player development, chance to gain pick officer on Fontina. Yes, please. 2 velo to 62, bonus 5 velo. Don't get it. Tier 2 pick officer. Didn't get it either, but that's alright, Fontina. Stevenson's one is still here. Briggs is still here. Pruitt's is still here. O'Connell could get stimulated. 1 velo to 61, 1 jump to 61, 1 accuracy to 71. Does not get stimulated. And we're not doing Walters, okay? Alright, next up we're playing the 13-9 Bards, who right now are in a playoff spot. We're 7-15. And we are not starting Juliana Watkins. We are actually starting Lee McDonald today. Where is Lee? Lee, why are you in the field? Get your stupid ass on the mound. You absolute buffoon. Taverna, you get to start at second. Alright, let's do it. Mullins versus Lee Mack, making his first official start of the season. Let's see how this goes. If we win, I swear to God, that's going to be funny. Holy fuck, we won a game. All we had to do was start Lee Mack. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Lee, you have one job. Don't fuck it up. Hey, John, well, welcome, buddy. Nice to see you again. Hopefully your day's been well. For us, it hasn't been a great one. Played the game against the Thumpers, lost, eliminated ourselves from playoff contention. That's only our second win here in the second half of the year. We're right now sitting at a 2-9 record in the second half. Bionic sign Augustus Berry, replacing Dolly McGribbons there in the bullpen. Alessandro Richard to the Bards, replacing Jeffrey Shiso. Upgrade there at third base. Heather Mann is going to play for the Tramplers here, making that postseason push as they replace Butters Sampson. Dumpling Brooks, solid name, replacing Camden Lozano, the S-tier second baseman on the Leatherwings. Drake Graham released by the Bird Lizards for Edward Freeman. He's going to be making the playoff push with our division rivals, who are currently leading the division. Orbit Ross to the Leatherwings, replacing Chris Klein. Evergreen Roca, former Dive Bomber, going to the Champs, replacing Shadow Weiss. Sage Shoei to the Leatherwings, replacing Emmett Stout as they cut a former Dive Bomber. Finn Ayers to the Leatherwings, replacing Royal Herschel. And Marvin Simpson, released by the Champs for Layla Bull. Alright, we got one more game left to sim here. Hopefully we can finish at 9-15 instead of 8-16, but we'll see. Player development, what do we got? We're not upgrading Zuniga. Stevenson's is still here, so is Briggs. Pruitt's is still here. Chance to lose Distractor on Khan. I don't want to do that. And I'm not upgrading Walters, so nothing we can buy here. We will sim this last game against the Toucans, who are trying to finish at 500. Chard Meyer is going to be on the mound here against Adeline Fontina. Let's see who comes out on top in the regular season finale. Can we finish on a win? Toucans put up 5 in the first 3 innings, so we lose 6-2. Yep, that sounds about right. We finish at 8-16. Toucans finish at 12-12. They will still miss. They will. Wait a minute. Toucans could sneak into the playoffs because they have the run differential over the Trackers and the Bottlenoses. Trackers and Bottlenoses need to win if they want to get in. Right now, Bards are locked in, Bird Lizards are locked in, and the False Knights are also locked in. It's coming down to the last spot. Simmons, absolutely. Easy choice, especially with all the development he's been getting. Lee Mack or Walters? Walters, easy pick. I like Lee Mack. He's an interesting guy to have on this team. Clayton Hardcore to the Below Zeros as they cut Double D. Davis David will be a free agent. Milana Carr released by the Tramplers as she is replaced by Camden Lozano. He was not a free agent for very long. He's going to help the Tramplers in their playoff push. Taverna loses 4 power. I don't care. Arrest Blacksmith got picked up by the Riddles, making the playoff push there as they cut Blake Dastardly. Riddles get Forrest Dapper, former Furry Flyers. He'll replace Fist Connor. Gunnar Malone to the Below Zeros, replacing Ollie Lim as they cut a former Furry Flyer, long reliever. He added Meltdown at some point in his career. Bird Lizards signed Marvin Simpson as they release rookie reliever Aaron Melendez. I might take a look at Melendez. He looks interesting. Below Zeros signed Eden Klippenstein as they cut former dive bomber Alex Benetti. Jonathan Marsh to the Below Zeros, replacing former Furry Flyer Stu Chang. Cannon Wright released by the Tramplers for Wixit Linguino, the former Thumpers ace, actually. He was literally just released by the Thumpers. Alright, let's sim out the rest of the season here. We'll see if the Trackers or Bottlenoses make the playoffs here. Flyers still win the division at 18-6. They had the best record. They're going to win the run differential tiebreaker even if the Bird Lizards win. Bottlenoses did win, so they knocked the Toucans out of the playoffs. Trackers now need a win to break the tiebreaker over the Bottlenoses. Bird Lizards win 3-2 as they had the division locked up long ago. And the Trackers need to beat the last place Bionics to get in. They do. They will knock the Bottlenoses out of the playoffs. So the 8 playoff teams are as follows. The number 1 overall seed is the Furry Flyers, who win the tiebreaker over the Bird Lizards, plus 57 run differential to plus 35. Number 2 seed for that side is going to be the Nocturnals, who win the tiebreaker at 12-12 over the Swampers. Number 3 seed is going to be the Nightbats at 15-9, and then the Tramplers are the 4 seed at 14-10. And then on the other side for us, our side, the Bird Lizards are the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed is the False Knights at 14-10. Bird Lizards were 18-6, matching the Furry Flyers record. 3rd seed is going to go to the Bards with plus 7 run differential as they win the tiebreaker over the Trackers, who sneak in with a plus 3 run differential at 13-11. At least we didn't finish in last in our division, I guess. Player development, what do we got? Zuniga, no. Fontina gaining falls behind, no. Briggs losing reverse splits, no. Pruitt losing volatile, don't care. Khan losing distractor, hell no. Although I would love to improve his contact. Walters, no. So we have literally saved up a budget of $10 million going into next year. That's pretty good. All right, let's take a look at team stats and see how it broke down. All right, Murphy. Once again, another great year for Albert. He hit 300. 319 to be specific. OBP probably should be a little bit higher than 371, but it's all right. Slugging was decent at 457. Respectable 800 OPS. He had 2 homers and 11 RBIs. He was normally batting near the top of the lineup, so that's not surprising. Let's see. Garlic Simmons had a rough year, only hitting 245 as his numbers came down a bit. He did not hit a single home run this year. Wedge Khan, he had a rough rookie season, but that's all right. It's a learning curve for him. He's not as good as Catalea Beal was, so I'll cut him some slack. I think he's going to bounce back in year 2. Pruitt had a solid year, hitting 276, not as high as he's normally been hitting, but matched his home run total from last year. RBI total's down a little bit, but he still led the team in RBIs and home runs, so good for him. Garius Huffman had a solid year, hitting over 300 and a slugged 440 with a 782 OPS. That's pretty solid. 3 homers, 9 RBIs. He had RBI 0 for a majority of the season. Gage Cano had a horrible season. Dane Walters was passable in his minimal usage. Oldman did all right. Rookie had a solid rookie campaign. Dakota was very good for her ratings. Stevenson did all right in her limited appearances. Bartlett, solid outing. Taverna, he's a bench guy. What do you expect? Lee Mack picked up some extra at-bats at the end of the year. He did passably. He is a two-way player, so he is primarily a pitcher, not a hitter, so I'll cut him some slack. Moving to pitching stats, Bryson Thicket had a decent year. It was not ace caliber by any means, but it was passable, I guess. It was all right. It should have been better. Philly Mack pitched more like the ace than Thicket did, even though his win-loss record doesn't look as good. He was our most consistent pitcher this year. Lee Mack in his one start was phenomenal, getting the win. Adeline Fontina was solid at the number 4 slot in the rotation. She pitched really well. Watkins only pitched once this season, so got a save in that one appearance, which was that win behind Lee McDonald. Zuniga was passable in his a couple outings this season. Briggs was rough for a rookie. Lowry was a huge disappointment. O'Connell and Reynolds were both solid, though. That's wonderful. I love seeing that. All right, your year 10 MVP here is Javier Strudley. Once again wins the Cy Young and is the MVP. Runner-up is Mimi Barneswobble, the 40 Flyer third baseman and captain. Tiger Getrek finishes third. See Jonas Success, Kaysen Chen, Ximena Bates, Muhammad Navarro finishes in the top 10. Pax Martinelli, Anthony Dixon, and Kylan Floro. No big surprises here. Batting crown goes to Malachi Zhang, hitting .382 for the Gold Coats. Barneswobble was second at .376. And Gingham Hamilton was number 5. Alfredo Pratt and Mustard tied for third. All of these guys are former Furry Flyers. Then you get Navarro, Von Wolf, Kane Tambor, OG Thumper, Banjo Crosby, and Davis Frigate. Home run leader is Bates with 10, and then RBI leader Barneswobble with 28. Solid home run year for Gallagher. Barneswobble had 8 homers. Blackwell had 8 homers. Maverick Ayers had 8 homers. Frigate had 8 homers. Catalina Beal had 7. Oh, you absolute... And she was top 5 in RBIs. Good. Atlas Good, number 6 right there. I like seeing that. Froth Ellison in the top 10 as well. Another former dive bomber. Yep. Love it. Y'all move on from my team and y'all magically do better. Zhang led an OBP, followed by Barneswobble. As you can see, no offensive leaders here for us. Barneswobble led in slugging. And then looking down here, I see Shane Cruz and Kane Tambor playing for the Bird Lizards together. They're cracking the top 10. Swing Mustard cracks the top 10 in slugging. Gingham Hamilton cracks an OBP. He's right here. There's Tambor again. He had a phenomenal year, it looks like. Then moving to OBS, winner is Barneswobble, then Frigate, Bates, Zhang, Navarro, Tambor again, Mustard, and Hamilton. Batting, nobody in the hit category. That was Barneswobble once again. Alfredo Pratt's on that list, along with Madden Rocket. Sam Rich, Night Bats star, still playing for the Night Bats. Barneswobble led in extra base hits with 18. Tambor was second with 17. Stanley Vu was 16. Ties for third. You gotta be kidding me. And leading in strikeouts, Ernie Mike dropped with a solid 40. Thank God none of our guys made this list, at least. Runs scored, Barneswobble again. Stolen bases, Adelmo Hightower with 12. And caught stealing is Grant and Shelton with 3. Bobby Shelton, Stolen bases, Lily Peterson cracks the top 6 with 6. Barneswobble up there as well. Oh, Edward Freeman was second in stolen bases on the year with 11. Good for him. Let's see. Runs scored. Looks like no one else I really care to mention. Peterson on there, though. I see her up there with 19 runs scored. Pitching leaders. Look at that. Bryson Thicket cracks the top 10 with 3 wins. He's tied for 9th. Justin Marshall on the list with 4. We were considering signing him. Sumner Bugles led the league in wins with 5. Orion Reed had a sub-1 ERA along with Cy Young winner and MVP Javier Strudley. We see anybody else on here I'm here to mention? Not really. Saves. Matthias Rivers leads with 5. No one I really care to point out there. Whip leaders, Orion Reed with an 064. There's Strudley with an 085. Bern Copeland, a lot of names I recognize here. OBA, Orion Reed again. 121. Strudley number 3. And then looking over at strikeouts, Bryson Thicket is in the top 5 with 38. So holding down 5th place by himself. Not bad. Strudley led the league in strikeouts with 44. Strikeouts per 9, nobody from our team on there, although I do see Mike Asiago up there with that high cheese. Rebecca Radical still in the top 10. Number 2 in walks per 9, Bryson Thicket, just under 1. Miller Bruiser on the list in 10th place. And then in strikeout to walk ratio, Bryson Thicket is second with a 950 behind only Shadow Weiss. All right, let's jump into the playoffs and see who is going to win the Year 10 championship. Here we go. What do we got? Best of 3s all around. Night Bats take Game 1 against Nocturnals on the road, 4-1 behind ace Mike Asiago. Furry Flyers win easily at home, 4-1 over the Tramplers. Bards rally and win in 15 innings, 4-3 against the False Knights on the road. Bird Lizards win at home, 3-1 against the Trackers. They beat Justin Marshall. Nocturnals force Game 3 on the road. Furry Flyers rallying on the road against the Tramplers. They win 10-5 after going down 5-0 early. False Knights win 3-1 at home on the road to force Game 3. And the Bird Lizards win in 12-3-1 as they sweep the Trackers. So both number 1 seeds sweep. Night Bats crush the Nocturnals in Game 3 as they advance. And the Bards rally but lose to the False Knights 6-3, so the Bards are out. 1-3 matchup here. Night Bats take Game 1 on the road against the Flyers. False Knights and Bird Lizards. False Knights win on the road 7-6 in 10 innings. 1-2 matchup on our side. Furry Flyers need a win to force Game 3, and they do. They win 9-4, blowing out the Night Bats in Game 2. False Knights beat the Bird Lizards 2-1 as they sweep, knocking our division rivals out. And then Flyers rally at the death but lose 5-4 as the Night Bats hold on. And then they hold on in Game 1 as they win in 10 innings, 6-5 over the False Knights before sweeping the series with a 3-0 victory in Game 2. So the Night Bats, for the second consecutive season, have won the championship. Congratulations, Night Bats. Man, that division we left has just popped off the last couple of years. The Flyers are still good. The Night Bats are now like consistently in the playoffs all the time. And now the Tramplers are starting to come alive over there. Love to see it. All right, so next up is going to be the off-season portion of the episode. What we'll do here is we'll jump into the player re-signing phase. We'll go through the list of players we're looking to get rid of and or keep. And then next time out, I'll go off-screen and I'll look through all the players, star guys I want to go through. And then next time in the off-season, we'll go through and see if we can make the signings happen while balancing a chemistry to keep the team happy. First, any retirements? No retirements, so everyone on this team wants to stick around. That is not happening. I think Gage Cano is a bum, and I really don't want to re-sign him. But at the same time, he's a solid backup catcher. Not a whole lot more to say about him. So I'm going to roll his salary. I do not want to pay him any extra. He did not earn it last year, hitting under 200. And he will take it. Smart man. Bartlett, easy cut. She was not brought in for anything. Albert Murphy, another great offensive year for Albert. I would love to keep him on the roster. Asking for $13 million. He's worth $13.7 million. I want to keep him at 11.9, save as much money as possible. We're going to risk this 86% chance. Do we keep Albert or does he walk? He walks. Albert Murphy is done being on a loser. Wow, that's a big blow right there. Dane Walters, easy cut. Kendrick Taverna, easy cut. Ava Stevenson, I don't think she's going to see much playing time with Oldman here. But with the loss of Murphy, we now not only need to bring in a first baseman, we no longer have a third baseman. So between the two of them, I can only have one backup. I would prefer Oldman over Stevenson, so I'm going to cut her as well. Oldman I'm going to keep. Easy re-sign. Huffman, because he got rid of RBI 0 and he hit over 300 last year, I'm willing to keep him, but I'm not going to pay him any extra money. It's a 75% chance to re-roll this. Let's roll it and see what happens. Will Huffman stick around? Huffman will, thank God. Garlic Simmons is up next. 64% chance to re-sign. He did not have a great year, hitting only 245. Uncustomarily bad year, but with how bad our slumping was in the middle of the season, it happened to a lot of players, so I can't really hold it against him. Although if he has another bad clunker next season, I might need to get rid of him. But right now, 21 years old, he's young. He's developed really well up to an A overall. He's got added first pitch slayer now. I think he's an easy re-sign, considering he is worth, what, 12.8? All right, I'll pay him. Wedge Con, I'm not paying any extra money. He didn't earn it. I'm willing to give him a chance, though. He's young. Dakota is a solid bench outfielder. I love what she does. She doesn't ask for much. Let's offer her salary, 92% chance. Easy re-sign, yay. Thank you, Lennox. Salvador Pruitt, 88% chance. Was the leader offensively in home runs and RBIs last season, although the average did go back down towards where it was his rookie year. So clearly not a high average guy with that volatile trait. Still a solid player. He's worth $13.5. He wants $12.8. He just wants an extra $1 million. I lost Murphy for being frugal. But I'm a gambler. We're gambling. 88% chance. Max loyalty. Yes! Way to go, Salvador. Probably not going to work next year. Bryson Thicket, he wants a little bit extra money. You didn't earn it. You didn't pitch like an ace, Bryson. You're getting what you're making. $14.5. You're already expensive. Thank God he didn't walk. Philly Mack. Great first season with us. Love what he did for us. Very happy with that here in his sophomore season. He doesn't want too much extra money, but I'll just pay him what he's making right now. I don't want to waste too much money here. 99% chance? Yes, perfect. Adeline Fontina, easy re-sign in my eyes. She improved massively from year 1 to year 2, cut her ERA in half. She pitched really well most of the season, matched the same amount of innings, gave up less runs. Perfect. That's improvement. That's what I want to see. Easy re-sign. I'm not offering her any extra money. She chose to walk on a 90-some% roll. Wow, Fontina is out. Lee Mack, I like Lee Mack. He's an interesting concept player. I think I want to keep him on the roster. Didn't really light the world on fire offensively, so I'm not offering him any extra money. He'll take that. Hey, if Fontina doesn't want to come back, we might have Lee Mack as our number 4 starter. I wouldn't mind. And then on his days he's not pitching, he's in the field. Juliana Watkins, easy cut. She wasn't here for anything. Lowry was disappointing. I'm not offering him any extra money. He didn't earn it. This is a 59% roll. He's probably going to walk. You didn't earn it, and you knew it, Leon. I knew I liked you. Reynolds was fantastic this season. Easy re-sign in my eyes. I'm not paying him any extra. O'Connell was great this year as well. He's an easy re-sign. Briggs was rough. I'll say that, but I'm not paying her any extra money because of it. Her ERA ballooned over 6. So hers is just a pray that she re-signs. 86% she takes it, and Zuniga is a cut. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roster spots to fill. $90.6 million going into the offseason. Next episode, we need a catcher. We need a first baseman. We need a second baseman. We need a third baseman. So we need 3 infielders, a catcher, a pitcher, a starting pitcher, and 2 relievers, preferably 1 long reliever. This is going to be interesting. And right now, what we're sitting at here is interesting, I think. So we've lost 1 competitive, 1 spirited, 1 disciplined, 1 crafty, 2 crafty, so we're down in tier 1 crafty. Competitive is down in tier 1 as well. Disciplined is in tier 2. And scholarly is down in tier 1. So that is interesting. The only thing that hasn't moved is spirited. That is still a tier 2. Okay, we're going to need to make it work next time out and see what our traits are left over. But that is for another time, guys. That is going to do it for this episode, everybody. As for a quick recap on what happened, we had this happen. In the episode, we played the game against the Thumpers, lost 4-1 as we only managed 5 hits against Larry Dunlap and the bullpen for the Thumpers. So with the loss, we unfortunately were eliminated from playoff contention. We made a lot of roster cuts, getting rid of the last OG dive bomber, which was Heather Mann. We also cut Edward Freeman, Freeman Bruce, Kelly Butters, and also Fisher McGillies. So we cut those 5 players. We then went into the sim. We got swept by the Bird Lizards, who went on to win the division. We then beat the Bards, and Lee McDonald's only started the year. He pitched really well in that one. And then we lost to the Toucans, finishing the second half 2-10. And that was a big reason why we missed the playoffs this year. We had a horrible second half of the season. We didn't have a lot of league leaders, so I won't bore you with those. We moved into the playoffs here, where we saw the Night Bats run the table and win their second consecutive league championship, and second in their franchise's history. So they are back-to-back winning, back-to-back champions, and they're going to look for a three-peat next time out. And then we went into the off-season where we did the re-signing phase, and the big loss, Albert Murphy walked away from the team after 3 solid offensive seasons as our leader, offensively speaking. He has walked away. He walked away on an 86% roll. So he is gone, and we cut the guys we brought in, like Bartlett, Walters, Taverna were all signings we weren't keeping. We end up moving on from rookie Ava Stevenson because with the loss of Murphy, we now need a first and a third baseman. I would rather have Oldman for his utility ability as the backup. We also see Adeline Fontina walk away on a 95% roll. Juliana Watkins and Zunaga were both going to get cut regardless. So those were the 2 walkaways, Fontina and Murphy. Everyone else we plan to get rid of. We have 8 spots open going into the off-season. Let's see what we can do with that money and bring in, hopefully, a team that will eventually get us to a winning record and a playoff berth, because next season is year 5 for us in Control the Bombers. That is going to be make or break. If we do not make the playoffs, I think we're fired. Like, it's been 10 years of them missing the playoffs now. Next year is number 11. If they miss again, we're done. I don't see any reason we can be able to be left on the Dive Bombers any longer. Like, it's just not working. And we'll just maybe pick a new team after that, or maybe we call it the end of the Green Nachos League. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of that season. But that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. If you made it this deep, thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate the support as always. If you haven't already, hit the follow and or subscribe buttons down below here on Twitch to be notified next time I go live. And if you haven't already over on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Link to Twitch is down in the description below if you guys want to come over, watch the games live before they're posted. And also follow me over on this platform as well if you so choose. It's at PracNasty over here on Twitch if you're curious. Shout out to John Moore for tuning in and chatting with me during the stream, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Everyone else, I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, this is the Nasty One. Signing off. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys may be.